All right, guys, welcome to week number 3 of our flute playing. I trust that weeks number 1 and 2 went well. I know we've seen some good videos, so let's get into what we're going to be doing this week. I would like you to continue to practice exercises 2, 4, and 6 in your book to work on getting those fingers moving from F to E flat to D. You will not see those exercises in this week's video, and you don't need to record those this week, but I do want you to continue to practice those. This week, we're going to work on 2 new notes for you that you will see in your book, and those are going to be the notes C and B flat. We'll talk about how those are going to work, and I'm going to have some special exercises that are not in your book for you to practice this week, okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a look first at exercise number 9 in your book. So let's go ahead and pull that up. All right, you can see in exercise number 9 that we have the note B flat. And you will see that underneath the B flat in your book and on the screen, there is a fingering for B flat. You will also notice if you compare the two that the fingering on your screen is different than the one in your book. There are several ways to play B flat. For now, and for the majority of the time, we are going to ignore the fingering that's listed in your book under page 9. That is a way to play B flat, but we're not going to use that one for now. We're instead going to use this one up here, okay? So let's talk about how we do that, all right? So you'll notice in that fingering that our first finger on our left hand is down. So again, that's just going to go right here, okay? And then on the upper row of shapes, everything else is up except my pinky. So I have my first finger down and my pinky. Then on the lower row of shapes, they show a kind of a circular shaped key. That simply means that I'm going to put my thumb right there, okay? Not here, but here, and that's important, okay? So I'm going to have 3 fingers down, my thumb, my pointer finger on the second round key on my flute, not the first one, I never push that one, and my pinky. My other fingers are simply going to hang out above my flute as if I were going to press the keys, but I'm not really pressing the keys. See how my fingers are kind of just above the keys, not pushing down, but just above them. All right, so now looking at that exercise number 9, just like we've done with the other notes, we're going to play a whole note, 4 beats, rest for 4 beats, play another whole note, and rest for 4 beats, okay? So I would like to go ahead and play through number 9. Let me get our metronome going. You go ahead and get your flutes up and fingers on B flat. Remember, that's pointer finger, thumb, pinky, and we're going to play number 9 together, okay? All right, and here we go. So flutes up, fingers on B flat. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, 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 rest. Keep your flutes up. We're going to do that again. This time I want you to make sure 2 things, okay? If you're not doing this, make sure you breathe in through your mouth before you play and whisper 2 with your tongue at the beginning of each note, okay? Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, 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 rest. Nice job, okay? If you're having a little trouble making a sound on that, go ahead and practice getting that sound. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move on to the note C that we will see in number 7. So let's get that one up here. All right, there it is. Okay, so if you look at the fingering diagram for C as compared to B flat, it's almost identical, okay? The only difference that you can see up here is that now my thumb is not down, all right? My left hand thumb, my right hand thumb's always gonna touch my flute. So what I want you to do is I want you to hold your flutes like you're playing B flat. Let me spin this around here so you can see, all right? And all I'm gonna do to play C is I'm going to lift my thumb off the key, but my thumb is not going to touch my flute at all. Do not put your thumb here or here. My thumb just hangs out behind my flute. If I've got my pointer finger kind of curled around my flute will balance on that. I'm just gonna kind of have my thumb off of my flute like that, all right? So now, let's go ahead and get the metronome started, and we're going to play number 7, all right? So bring your flute up to your lips, put your thumb down on B flat to start with, bring it to your lips, press your flute against your lips with your index finger. Then simply, you can see, simply lift your thumb off. All right, let's go ahead and play number 7. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, rest, rest. Rest, rest. Keep your flutes up. We're going to do that again. Make sure your left hand thumb is not touching your flute. Breathe in through your mouth before each note and whisper 2 at the beginning of each note, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, 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 rest. Nice job. Okay, so the next set of exercises are going to be ones that are not in your book. You will find that on your daily announcement and on the flute specific page, there will be a link underneath the videos to a document on Google that has these exercises on it. I'm also going to put them on the screen for you, okay? So I do want you to, when you're practicing, go ahead and check out the link to those exercises and maybe even print it out so that you can practice this week, okay? So let's go ahead and go to the first exercise on our sheet, number 1. Let's pull it up here. Well, that was different. Okay, so you'll notice here that it's kind of the same concept as number 7 and number 9, except we're just playing B flat, rest, 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 and then playing C, okay? And all you're going to do is you're going to focus on playing B flat, and then during the rest, lift your thumb off, don't let your thumb touch your flute, play C, okay? So let's get our metronome going, and let's try this exercise. Okay, thumbs on B flat, or fingers on B flat, thumb down, pointer finger, pinky, bring it up, press your flute firmly against your lip. We don't want it loose and bouncing around, press it firmly against your lip. All right, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, B flat. Rest, 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 lift your thumb. Nice job. We're gonna do that again. Keep your flutes up. All right, let's try it again. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, 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 rest. One more time, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, rest, rest. Nice job. Now might be a good time to go ahead and pause your video and practice alternating back and forth between B flat and C by playing exercise number 1. All right, so I trust that you did well with the B flat and C whole notes. So now let's move on to exercise number 2 on your sheet, and let's pull that up. All right, guys, bring it in for a landing. There it is. All right, so you'll notice that on exercise number 2 here, rather than playing whole note, whole rest, now we're playing some quarter notes. B flat, rest, C, rest, B flat, rest, C, rest, and then we just alternate back and forth with no breaks in between. In fact, those last 5 notes where it goes B flat, C, B flat, C, B flat, we want to try and do those all in one breath without taking a breath in between the notes. And I think you can do that, okay? So I want you to go ahead and put your fingers on B flat. Remember that your thumb goes down, your pointer finger down, pinky down here, okay? To go from B flat to C, we just lift our thumb. We don't want our thumb to touch our flute anywhere. You will not be able to play this exercise if you're touching your flute with your thumb on C, okay? Remember to breathe in through your mouth, whisper 2 with your tongue at the beginning of each note, okay? Let's go ahead and try this exercise. So flute's up, fingers on B flat, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Nice job. Notice how I didn't take a breath between those last 5 notes. That's what you want to shoot for. All right, we're going to try that again. So fingers on B flat. Bring your flutes up to your mouth. And here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Excellent work. Go ahead and pause your video and practice exercise number 2. All right, so for our next exercise, we're going to take a look at number 3 on your sheet. So let's go ahead and get that up here. Okay, guys, drop it in. Guys, drop the music in. The kids need to see the music. These guys are sleeping on the job again. It's about time. Thank you. All right, so you will notice that in this exercise, we have it's starting with a whole note C, okay? Then we rest for 4 beats, then we play D, okay? Now, this particular exercise you might find is a little challenging at first because C, remember, is only our pointer finger on the 2nd key and our pinky down here, okay? D requires us to move almost every single finger. I lift my pointer finger up, I leave it against the side of my flute. My 2nd and 3rd fingers go down. Okay, remember where those go on D? My 1st, 2nd, 3rd fingers on my right hand go down. My pinky comes up. My thumb goes down on the back to play D. Now our goal here, when we're playing C, it becomes very important to keep our fingers close to the keys that we're going to press down when we play D. In other words, I almost want them touching the keys, okay, right above those keys. I don't want them like this because then what might happen, I've seen this happen frequently, is we tend to, on this hand, get this finger right here next to our pointer finger. We don't want to press that key. We have to skip it down to this key. And then the next finger goes right next to it. We want to keep those fingers right next to the keys so that we can alternate quickly back and forth between C and D. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want you to go ahead and bring your flutes up to your lip, put your fingers on C. Remember that our thumb on the back, this thumb is not going to touch our flute, okay? And we're going to alternate back and forth between C and D. We're going to play this exercise. Let me get our metronome going here. All right, here we go. Flutes up, fingers on C. We're going to whisper 2 at the beginning of each note. We're going to try and move those fingers quickly back and forth between the notes. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Move your fingers to D. Ready, go. Rest, rest. Nice job. We're going to try that again. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, 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 rest. All right, this would be an excellent time to pause your video and practice exercise 3 on your sheet to focus on getting those fingers to move quickly to the correct keys when we're going between C and D. All right, welcome back. So hopefully you all are doing well with exercise number 3 and moving those fingers from C to D with a whole rest in between. And I do want to say, before we go on to exercise number 4, don't go on to exercise number 4 until you are able to do exercise number 3, okay? Because it's going to get a little more difficult. So once you've mastered number 3, then you can move on to number 4. So let's go ahead and bring up exercise number 4. All right, guys. Whoa, look out. Oh man, I guess they were a little upset with me saying they were asleep on the job last time. Rude. Come on, guys. Okay, so if we look at exercise number 4, you will notice that we have a quarter note C at the beginning. Rest, rest, rest. Then we move to D, rest, rest, rest. Then we go C, rest, D, rest, C, D, C, D. We are now going to have to move our fingers back and forth between C and D more quickly. Okay, this sometimes is a little challenging. It may take you a few days to get comfortable with this exercise, and that is absolutely okay. Our goal here is to just get comfortable moving those fingers between C and D and getting them on the correct keys, okay? So what I want you to do is let's go ahead and get our flutes up to our lips with our fingers on C, and we are going to play here exercise number 4, okay? So flutes up, fingers on C. All right, everybody got it? And here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. Back to C, here we go. Rest, rest. Get a little tricky towards the end? That's okay. All right, we're gonna try that exercise again, okay? Here we go. Flutes up to our lips, fingers on C. Okay, focus on getting those fingers right above the keys. Don't let them get out like this. Keep them right above those keys, okay? And make sure you whisper 2 between each note. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, rest, rest. Rest, 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 rest. Nice job. So go ahead and pause your video here and spend some time practicing exercise number 4 on your sheet. All right, so here we go. Here's our last exercise of the day, of the week. We're going to move on to exercise number 5. All right, guys, bring in number 5. Thank you. Nice work, guys. That's how I expect you to do your job. Good job. All right, so you can see that exercise number 5 is almost like exercise 4, but now instead of starting on C, we start on D. Okay, so we're going to alternate back and forth between D and C. In other words, we play, you can see up the top, D, rest, 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 C, rest, 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 D, rest, C, rest, D, C, D, C. So we, again, have to move our fingers rather quickly at the end, but hopefully it's feeling a little easier now that you practice number 4. All right, so let's go ahead and get your fingers down on D this time. Okay, so fingers down on D. Remember, really important, keep this pointer finger against the side of your flute. Do not let it get out like this, even though it's not pressing a key down. Okay, so fingers on D. Bring your flute up to your lips. All right, and here we go. Let's play exercise number 5. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 back to D, rest, rest, okay, hopefully you made it through there. Go ahead and put your fingers back to the note D. Okay, go ahead and find it if you need to. Remember, our pointer finger is up, and on the rest of our fingers, our middle finger goes on the fourth round key down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ring finger right next to it. Thumb is down on the back. On my right hand, 1, 2, 3. Those 3 round keys up from the foot, and my pinky is up. There's D. All right, let's go ahead and try and play exercise number 5 again. Okay, bring it up to your lips. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, rest. Now C, rest. Back to D, C. Back to D. All right, so now will be a great time to go ahead and pause your video and practice exercise number 5. All right, so let's talk about what your homework is for this week and how your Flipgrid, your Canvas assignment is going to work for next week. So I want you to practice on that new sheet that I gave you. Remember, that's a link that'll be underneath the video. Make sure to click on that, print out the sheet. I want you to practice exercises 1 through 5. You should practice them exactly as I played them with you in this video. Okay. In other words, if you're playing exercise number 5, you should play D, rest, 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 C, rest, 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 D, rest, C, rest, D, C, D, C, just like we did when we played it. Okay. You're going to practice those. Then at the end of the week, like the weekend, all right, when you're ready to record your Flipgrid videos, you are going to record yourself playing exercises 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you should play them exactly like I played them in the video, okay? That's your goal. So you're going to record all 5 of those exercises, playing them exactly like I played them in the video. All right? I look forward to seeing those videos from you, and keep practicing, guys. Remember, 5 days a week. At this point, we should be shooting for about 15 minutes each day. All right? Have fun making music this week.